It's Sunday morning, and we're getting ready for another week in the market. Today, we're going to look at some charts, talk about the overall idea of what I think is going to happen this week. Can I predict the future? Well, probably not, but I can understand where the key levels are for the SPY. Look at Bitcoin. We could talk about the overall market, what is going on. Going to break it all down right here in this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here, and well, today we're talking about the overall market, getting ready for the week. If you guys haven't already subscribed, you haven't hit that like button, you haven't tuned in at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, make sure you tune in tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. right here on the channel. We'll be trading the overall market where we're going to be making some money, Mega Money Mondays. It's been a lot of fun, getting a lot of good information. We got people bouncing ideas around, building up a little community here. Had over 200 people watching on, I think, Thursday. Friday had a little bit of technical issues, but we'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into some charts, my friends. So obviously the first chart we're going to pull up here is the SPY. The SPY is basically the ETF that follows the S&P 500. And you can see right now on the SPY at the 411 area. So a very interesting close here for Friday when we bounced off the lows down there at the 406, pushed back up to the 411s. You can see here on the 15-minute chart kind of what that looked like price action-wise. Overall, we sold off. We bounced back. We got above the VWAP here. We pushed up. We had trouble at that 415 area 2 times, pushing up there and then selling off towards the end of the day down here to the 407s, and then pushed back at the end of the day, basically in the last 30 minutes, rallying from the 408 to the 413 area and getting that big pump there end of day. So a lot of volume coming in there and pushing up. So again, that VWAP always being so important. I talk about it in multiple videos how, that VWAP getting reclaimed is a very bullish indicator for the upside. You can see this move here from the 408 up to about 415. That's money all day, right? You can make lots of money trading options, trading futures, or trading stocks when you get that type of move. The VWAP bouncing there and then pushing up and getting denied. So I think that was a pretty good sell signal, seeing that we got denied at that 414 area, getting stuck there, and then the sell-off down at 407s, and then the little rally back at the end of the day. So overall, I would say that the market was basically flat on Friday, which you can see here on the daily chart with that doji on the daily, basically telling us like, hey, the bears and the bulls battled it out. Maybe, the bears are a little exhausted and not being able to push this down, not getting a big red candle there on Friday, especially after that big sell-off on Thursday. So interesting close for Friday. I think this really could set up for another big push up here. You get another push up off of this level here. The market tries to push up to the 430 again, and then maybe we sell off. A lot of people are talking about the market crashing, right? The idea that the market is going to crash because of all of these different reasons, with inflation, with the Fed, with interest rates, all of these different things that are happening right now, talking about the reason for the market to crash. And that's one thing that makes me think that possibly the market could rally. Not this week, maybe, maybe in the future here, but overall on the bigger picture for the yearly chart, if you look here, the overall market really isn't down that much. When you think about bigger picture here, the market for the year right now, if you go back there January, we're about down, where we closed out on Friday, we're about 14% down. So that's not a huge crash. I would say it's, mostly a pullback here in the overall market, as long as the market kind of stays above this 400 level. We talked about before, that next level being down here. So if we go from the highs to that 370 level, that's about a 22% drop in the overall market. But still, it's not the end of the world. And then really, you get crazy. You're thinking maybe down to the 300 level on the SPY this year, and you're thinking about a 36% drop overall in the S&P. The thing is, you've had a lot of, I would say, benefits to energy companies, to energy stocks that are benefiting from the price of oil and all that going up. You have companies that are coming back stronger than ever after the pandemic, getting back to business, building again. And you got the car companies that are out of, everything is booming right now. So it's very interesting space that we're in right now, because obviously with inflation running rampant, there's a lot of money being spent and people are buying houses left and right, it seems like it. So I'm not sure that we're going to have, the end of the world crash that a lot of people think is going to happen this year. I think best case scenario, the market kind of bounces around this 400 level, and then after finally just, the bears can't give up or the bears can't win, we push back. And then 500 would put us up to kind of the overall, next big move. And then at that point, once we really get this insane move, we get up to the 500, 550 level on the SPY, well, then maybe then we could get that big cliff drop from the 500 level and then down like that. Obviously, it's always the he said, the she said, so no one really knows for sure. But I'm just thinking that there's a lot better chance that the market ends up rallying this year and getting back to the highs than the market just selling off and going lower and lower for the rest of the year. I don't know. It's just the way that I'm looking at it. You can see right now the market basically in this channel. So pretty good chance of a bounce back from here at these levels. If we can hold that 400, we'll put us back up to the 436, 440 level on the SPY. And then the question is, do we break out from there or do we pull back to the 370 level? But you can see that puts us basically like in September for that sell-off. So we could get a nice little rally here the next few weeks on the SPY. We've seen it before, just back here. When we bounced off this 416 level, the market rallied up about 10% up there to the 460s. So that would put us up, if we go from 10% here, that'll put us up to right around 440, right around 440, 450 level there on the SPY right now. So very interesting times we're living in, and well, that's the overall market the way I'm looking at it right now. So looking here at the Bitcoin chart, you can see we recently drew some lines on the chart, and people, talked about this as, I think it was funny. Somebody actually came at me. They got all mad. They're like, you're so wrong about Bitcoin because Bitcoin's going to bounce and it's going to go to all-time highs from this level. And you can see here on Bitcoin, Bitcoin broke through this level there at the $36,000 level and now down here at the $33,800 level there. So Bitcoin, big sell-off this weekend and still selling here on Sunday. Mother's Day, Bitcoin not liking Mother's Day. And if you look here at the bigger picture kind of support-wise, that would put Bitcoin down here like $28,000, $30,000, maybe, right around this level here, that 28,000, right around here, 28,000. But if you look, even bigger picture, like we talked about multiple times here on the channel, the 80% drop from the all-time highs would put us all the way down here at around $12,000 to $11,000. So cryptocurrency still has, I believe, a lot more pain to go. There's been a lot of like shakeups recently. There's just been a lot of kind of, drama and questions being asked, especially with the NFT market and all the stuff that's been going on with cryptocurrency. It'll be very interesting to see if crypto can survive this winter, the crypto winter that it's currently in. Obviously, we're going into summertime, but the thing here is, when people have less and less money to spend on things that are, risk assets or just spend in general, people don't have lots of money right now to go out and buy Bitcoin because they're not getting free money anymore from the government. Inflation's running rampant, so the cost of goods are going up. If you want to go to the grocery store and you want to buy food for your family, it's going to cost you more money. So that's less money for people to invest into Bitcoin. Obviously, the Bitcoin whales and, big money Bitcoin can buy. But when it comes to the smaller retail class, it's going to hurt the underlying retail class not being able to, just buy a little bit of Bitcoin here and there because they're spending more money on, groceries and the cost of gas and being able to live here in the USA, or I guess in the world now that we're in today. So very interesting. I believe Bitcoin will go lower from here, and I think Bitcoin still has lots of downside to come. And, I think it's an opportunity for a long-term, bigger picture. Bitcoin will survive. I'm not saying this is the end of Bitcoin, but I am saying that, there we are, breaking below that key area of support that we needed to hold, that overall trend line, that channel that Bitcoin was in. So to the guy that got all mad and said that I was misleading people, telling them to not buy Bitcoin when it was $48,000, well, I hope you apologize in the comments. All right. And then if we look here, the NASDAQ, the QQQs, I think it's pretty similar to the SPY here right now, just overall in this downward channel. The idea that the SPY and the NASDAQ kind of move together is pretty clear. Maybe the NASDAQ has a little bit more room to go down here, but still thinking the NASDAQ is going to find some support and want to push back up to the 340 level here in the next few days, few weeks here to push back up into this channel. And then the question is, does the NASDAQ rally from there or push through? And that'll obviously also correlate with the SPY as well. So I think the SPY has better footing with the energy companies and some of the, some of the bigger name companies, some of the staples in the SPY. over the NASDAQ, where the NASDAQ has a lot of the tech companies, and a lot of these companies are still trading at a very high valuation based on where they are. So very, I would say important here to see what the SPY does, but obviously the NASDAQ's going to kind of follow the overall market here as well, the NASDAQ, the SPY, and things like that. So we're, looking for pretty much similar moves in both markets here, but I would say that the NASDAQ's going to be a little bit weaker of the comeback as, there's just not as many staples that are really, important to the underlying economy and that are going to benefit from energy going up and going to benefit from the cost of goods going up and things like that. So we'll see what happens there on the NASDAQ. Let's talk about AMC. We haven't talked about it in a while. It's been a minute. It's down there at the 1376 level. This is pretty much where that last big pump and dump started at. The big pump and dump back there in March from the $13 level up there to $34. And now looking like she's ready to break down to those single digits, baby. AMC, is the meme stock rally over? I'm saying it's over. It's been over, baby. It's been over for almost a year now. And everybody is living in denial. Denial. Look at this thing right now. Just literally, you can just draw a trend line on there and just exactly know where this is going. AMC going down there to the $8 level, $9 level pretty soon. I'm putting it on it. Maybe there's a little bounce. If the overall market bounces back, maybe AMC pushes back up to the $20 level. Maybe, $24, $25 there on AMC. But still, I mean, come on. $8, $9. It's coming. AMC, baby. You got to love it. All the bears and all the bulls, but the apes just living in a world of fantasy. A fantasy world that we're all just not all living in, I guess. We're not all living in it. We're not in the fantasy world. There it is. Like I said before, if you guys haven't already subscribed, you haven't hit that like button, you know what to do. We'll be live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I'll talk to you guys then.
Yeah.